What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Too Many Opinions podcast. I am Jeannie.
And this is Sarah.
And yeah, Sarah, can you let them know what we're going to be talking about today?
Okay, so this is episode 2. The topic is dating outside of your race, because that is controversial, apparently.
That is controversial. Apparently, people have issues with us. You know what? Because I'm already getting there. I'm already doing the most. Yeah. But a lot of people have issues with people dating outside of their race. And let me tell you something. I'm going to start this episode real strong because I'm going to date what I want to date.
And I also feel you. Now, picture, you also have brown skin, right? Tan skin.
Yeah, but
I have...
You're even worse, sis. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
You got
I got this olive, cream tone, white. You should see my ass in the winter. Like, that shit is pale, okay?
Like, my girl's white. A snow bunny.
Yeah, like, I'm white. And it is very controversial for me to be dating anybody outside of my white group. And like, goddamn,
you don't be liking your little white boys.
All the fine ones usually be tan or caramel or brown. I be like,
you don't think your little white boys is cute?
Okay, so there's like a small majority of fine white men. A small majority.
Right, and then it's like you think of their pee-pee, and they remind me of like the ground we're stepping on. It's like, so my thing is this. Why do you think that people get mad that we date? You know what? I'm going to say it.
Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Let me get prepared because I don't know if I'm really ready.
I consider myself a Afro-Latina. And I'm actually, that term gets me on my nerves. I'm Spanish, I'm black, I'm everything. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that people have issues with me dating a black guy? My boyfriend's not black, but I'm just saying, if I was to date a black guy, what is the issue with Spanish women, white women dating black men? Because let's keep it real. That's basically what it is. It's either black girls dating white guys, and that's an issue. That's a black girl trying to act like she's white. Or Spanish and white girls dating black men, and we're taking black women's men. How is it your man? Like, how is it your men? Like, I don't get it. I don't get that.
I really have no clue. I mean, even being a Portuguese white woman, me dating a Hispanic Spanish man, I would hear all the time, y esa blanquita. And I'd be like, God damn, yeah, I am white. So what's up? Like,
and not only that, but I also feel like it's important to talk about how our parents trained us to be. For example, in a Spanish household, you were always taught to date lighter than you, because it's like you're refining your children. Wow. You want them to have the good hair. You want them to have the nice pointed nose. So like, if I was to bring, maybe not in today's day and age, but like maybe back 10 years ago with my dad, before he was a little bit more open-minded, if I was to bring a white guy over to the house, they would be a lot happier than if I was to bring a black guy to the house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because they think that like, oh, how's your kids gonna look?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That is so crazy. I mean, for me growing up, don't get me wrong, like my parents would have preferred me to date other Portuguese men.
Why though, do you think?
I mean, culture-wise, like they would want it to stay in the culture, and they would want us to give them the same heritage that we had. Like for me, you guys may know, like I used to dance in the Portuguese folklore, and I'd go to the Portuguese
Show them real quick for the people that can see.
If you guys don't know,
this girl took us to a Portuguese feast, and she was just going in. But anyway,
I was in my fucking glory. But anyways, I had to show out real quick. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I was so happy. But anyway, so yeah, the culture, the heritage, all that in between. Like, I think that's why they wanted it. But I also feel like there was a stigma.
I was gonna say, do you think? I don't want to say racist, but do you think a little bit there was like, you gonna bring a Spanish or black guy to your house?
They were definitely surprised when they saw that my preference in men was more of Spanish, caramel, light skin.
Did they ever say anything to you?
No, because their point of view was, if she's happy, I'm happy.
Oh, okay. So
I respect them for that.
They weren't dickheads about it.
No. Thank God.
My dad was definitely a dickhead about it.
Your dad was aggressive.
My dad was like, I'm gonna bring you to your baby shower. I'm gonna bring you a little pack of bananas when I brought my first black boyfriend to the house.
Dad, that's not right.
He did say that.
That's so fucked up, bro. Like, that shit is crazy. So yeah, we're not doing that.
And he's dark.
Your dad is dark. He's wild, and he is.
But you know what? I grown to like not blame my dad for the things he did, because my grandfather is even worse, and he's even darker. He's the color of this mic right now.
Yeah, that's fucking
It's so crazy. Like, I don't know if this was like a myth in my family, and I'm sorry to be putting out her business out there, but I'm not gonna say which aunt. But one of my aunts, my grandfather would not come to the wedding because mind you, he was also the Dominican, the guy that she was marrying, which is what we are. But because he was dark, he would not walk her down the aisle. Those are the rumors. Allegedly.
So
but I believe it. I gotta believe it because that man is super duper racist.
Yeah, no, that
my grandfather's
so
super
crazy.
racist. I think I'm gonna, if I find a picture of his ass, I'm gonna definitely put a picture of him so you guys can see how dark he is, or at least the shade of his cheek. I don't want to put his business out there, but yeah, like we are taught. So that's why I'm kind of wondering if, let's say, black women what are they taught in their homes? So that make them hate Spanish and white women so much when they see their men dating outside of their race.
So I feel like I've seen a lot of creators, especially black, brown creators, come on and say that women, specifically women, are groomed to be strong, independent women, black women, right?
Black women, okay.
They're groomed to be independent, take care of the house, basically everything, no need for a man. Probably because of what they seen and what they saw their parents go through and what society has sort of put on
Meaning
them.
They're raised to just be single.
Pretty
or
much.
Being able to take care of things by themselves
without requiring a man. Now, whereas in the Hispanic culture, that's very different, right?
We are taught to cater to our men, hands and feet.
Right. And what does that consist of in reality?
It consists of doing everything around the house, taking care of the kids, cooking for them, serving for them, hands and feet, everything. And just serving the man. Like, the man is the king of the house. That's how we're taught to be.
So I feel like, just from giving those two different scenarios, right? I feel like just because of that, the women, and I don't know if this is true, and I'm not a person of color, so I don't want to speak on something that I don't know, but I think from the outside looking in, I think it's because they see something that they were not taught, and because of that, not that they weren't taught and they don't know how to do it, but because the Spanish women cater to the men, that attracts their quote-unquote men to Spanish women or white women, because they give something different than the women.
I don't want to say that that's necessarily true, though, because I feel like a lot of it is looks.
So you think it's the looks versus how they're being treated?
I think so. I think when I hear a black guy give interviews about like why they date Hispanic women, I don't know about white women because I'm not white, but I think it gives off a lot because of the looks.
Really?
I do.
I'm actually baffled. Do you see my face?
Yeah, like I really think it does. Like I never heard a man say, well, I have heard this, like a man say like, oh, a black woman is independent, blah, blah, blah. But I think I don't know. I really think it's because of the looks.
I think we definitely need to get a man on one of our episodes.
To explain why.
Explain why, because I would love to have a understanding and vice versa of why.
Because they be talking about like red bone and this and you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like even in the black community, it seems like the light skinned black girls get more like, let's just say, black men than the dark skinned black girls. And isn't that so? Then my thing is, isn't that a your own men issue? Like, why don't you ask the black men or black man or whatever the hell? Why don't you ask them why is it that they date lighter skinned women? Let's not even say Hispanic and white. Let's just say lighter skin. Okay,
yeah, I agree. That is a great question. And I also want to hear from a black woman, especially a darker woman, why they feel as though they're drawn. Because I feel like there are a lot of black women who are just goddesses. They look so beautiful,
gorgeous. They don't see their own beauty.
Crazy.
But then you can't blame them either. And even when it comes to like Barbie dolls and this and that, like the black beauty isn't promoted,
and it's crazy
as much as the light skinned beauty does.
And I feel like the black beauty is undeniable. It's literally, and I actually just saw something on TikTok where they said that she was a black woman who went to Europe, and she said that she was treated like a goddess in Europe. They treat her,
men be liking the black girls over there.
She said that these men catered to the ground that she walked on. Like, she was literally a goddess there. It was like all a magnet. Like, they just all wanted her. They felt privileged to be around her.
Right. But so it's like what I'm saying, like even now, like it's nowadays that they're doing like, let's say, it's foundation for dark skinned girls. It's nowadays that you're starting to see more and more things for dark skin, because I don't know who invented that the dark woman wasn't pretty.
Yeah, that's crazy. And
I don't see, like, it baffles me to like, I don't even want to like, because I don't want to talk about white women, but it baffles me how like color really defines your beauty.
Or at least
in today's standards, like,
that's what they try to push on us. But
blue eyes, blonde hair, pale ass skin. Like, who said that was cute?
Right.
I'm so sorry. Like, white girls, yeah, pretty, but I'm just saying, who said that was like standard for beauty?
I agree. And I think that is basically the white man. The white man created that industry. And if we're going to call a spade, the white man created the beauty industry. They created the fashion shows and the models because women weren't allowed to do stuff like that back in the day. So they set this standard. A man set a standard for women and other men followed it. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Instead of, because I see so much like, not that this is a big deal, but I see so much black versus Spanish, black versus white, Spanish versus white. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like sticking together. Right. There's so much division. But I also want you to understand that it's like, it's not my fault that I like what I like. Don't hate me because I like what I like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the black homes, or even in the Spanish home, because that's what I can speak for. Start teaching your like men that this is also beauty. Not just like, because I'm telling you, in a Dominican household, if you was like especially if you was like a dark boy and you bring in a white girl, that white girl's gonna get treated like,
I feel like
a god. Because it's like, oh, she's going to come and refine the children and look at the nose. And then, you know what I'm saying? Rather than if he was to bring a darker skinned girl. Even now, like, my boyfriend's grandma is like, oh my God, I feel like I be giving too much of my thing. But for example, like, they grew up racist. You know what I'm saying? So like,
wow,
it's very different bringing me in that I'm darker rather than if he was to bring, and we're both Dominican, rather than if he was to bring a light skinned girl.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
another culture.
To me. That's just crazy to me. But then I feel like there's women, even Hispanic women, who have the paler complexion, and they're looked at as white, and they may be spoken about in Spanish in front of them, and then they're responding in Spanish like, no, I'm also Spanish, Hispanic, whatever it is. Like, mind your P's and Q's. Like, I don't even know why you're judging me. And they're light skin, blonde hair, blue eyes. But it's, again, it comes to the standard. And you mentioned something about like makeup and stuff now just having enough shades. Like, I think that's
like, why now? Why didn't we start this from the beginning? Like, from the beginning of time, there was dark women.
Right. Why is it just now accessible to dark women to have a complexion, foundation, concealer, whatever, to fit them? Why did they have to go the extra mile to find something that worked for them?
And then teach your kids, yo. Like, I saw this little girl on TikTok that like, I think she was getting her hair braided and she was like, I'm ugly, like a baby. Wow. She was a dark skinned little girl. And I'm just like, yo, like, and it's because they don't see themselves in TV. They don't see themselves in toys. They don't see themselves in, and of course, like, you grew up not thinking that I grew up thinking that also, like, a white girl was always going to be prettier than me.
And that's absolutely.
I mean, I don't think that now.
Now, of course, but
like growing up, I definitely did.
Well, that of course throughout Disney, I feel like Disney, for like childhood purposes, they mainly portrayed white women.
And I never grew up liking my curly hair. But then, to this day, I straighten my hair. And I think honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it might be like a self-conscious kind of thing in my head where I always straighten my hair. Like, I don't feel as pretty with my hair curly than if I was to straighten my hair, and that's absolute bullshit.
Yeah, and we need to continue to empower each other as women.
Instead of being so mad at me for dating a black guy.
Right.
Like, don't be mad at me. Be mad at him.
Right.
He likes what he likes.
He likes what he likes. I like what I like. So it's like, and if we're both happy, then nobody should be judging. There's somebody for everybody. So even if you're upset that he's dating me, I get it. But there's going to be someone who fits your description,
and
your
we're not
standard.
Taking anything.
Right.
I'm not going to your house and snatching them up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes two to tango. I just think that it should start in the household. Start teaching your children that everything is beautiful.
Yes.
You're not gonna just if you're a little, let's say a little dark Dominican boy, I'm not gonna just teach them that like black girls are beautiful, because then they'll grow up hating white girls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you're gonna like what you like, but you need to also have like an open mind to think that everything is beautiful, or all shades, all colors.
Everything is beautiful. We respect everybody. We do not treat anybody differently.
Right, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of salty that Michael B. Jordan only likes white girls. Aren't you salty about that? Because you don't like him, but I feel so offended when I was on the Shade Room, and now I'm seeing that like he's dating another white girl, like, and it goes back to the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But he's entitled to like white girls, like, because now they're saying that basically that when he was dating Lori Harvey, it was because like it was like a cut, because you know there was a point that they were saying that he did not like black girls at all. Yeah. So all of a sudden he dates Lori Harvey, which it's not really like she's a black girl, but is she really like a black girl that we're talking about? You know what I mean? And all of a sudden they break up and he goes right back to white girls, meaning he really never.
He likes what he likes.
He likes your type, bitch.
Well, here we
and
go.
I'm so heated about that. But yeah, it just goes to show, guys, like I just think it starts at home. Don't be mad at the next woman for dating outside of their race. They like what they like, and it is what it is.
I agree. And that's it. And that wraps up that. And just respect each other, promote each other, women empowerment.
And I'm going to like what I like because I don't like white guys.
And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. But that's it for this season. This episode.
Girl, we just started.
We just started. There's more to come. And we will see you next episode.
Next time. Bye.
Bye.